Hey guys, today we are going to be
Scientists
customizing.
have determined that the majority of the enigmatic stone statues were built in the
Monty.
14th and 15th centuries. Cut from the cliff, a type of light volcanic stone with pickaxes made of basalt, a harder volcanic stone. Archaeologists suppose that the Easter Islanders used sleds and log rollers to move the heavy stone statues. In fact, the amount of lumber needed to move the moai into their existing positions around the island from where they were quarried is probably what caused the island's deforestation. However, the islanders insisted that the moai had been moved by their chief's mana, a mysterious cosmic power that seemed to carry it with dominion over the material world, which caused the stones to walk to their current location. They also believed that the statues themselves were endowed with their own mana, which they emitted from their coral eyes to protect the island from harm. Explorer Thor Heyerdahl thought there might be some truth to the legend, so in 1985 he put it to the test. Because of the moai's pot-bellied construction, they have a lower centre of gravity, making them difficult to tip over. Heyerdahl's team rigged a fallen moai up in a gurney, and by having alternate teams pull on ropes, they were able to walk the moai forward about 7 yards. We can do something similar when we walk a heavy piece of furniture into a corner of our house. The end of the moai building period coincided with Easter Island's great environmental disaster, when the islanders ran out of palm trees around 1400. Without the trees, they could not build canoes for fishing, nor make ropes for moving the moai, and they had no wood for fires. With no place to roost, the birds moved on, and consequently, there were no birds or eggs to eat. The crisis of belief this brought about was profound. Angry that their idols were unable to protect them from this environmental disaster, the natives removed the coral eyes of the moai and buried many of the statues. The conflict was ended by a novel contest. A representative from each tribe was to swim a line to the neighbouring islet of Moto Nui. The first to return with the egg of a slitty tern earned the right to distribute the island's resources for the year. Europeans brought sheep and other goods to the island in the 18th century, which helped the islanders' situation. But the newcomers were a plague as much as they were a boon, as the island's population was once again desolated by slave raiding in the 19th century. Despite archaeologists' insights into the construction of the moai, mysteries remain. The islanders' writing called Longa Longa has never been translated. Only about 21 examples of this writing exist today. In the 1930s, Hungarian linguist Guillaume de Hevesay pointed out the writing system's similarity to certain signs and symbols used by the ancient Harappan culture of the Indus Valley in modern Pakistan, suggesting that the advanced Harappan civilization may have been the ancestors of the original Polynesian settlers. Most significantly, Easter Island stands as a warning to us. The moai, examples of spiritual power embodied in material things, were raised by tribal leaders hungry to declare their power and status. As a result of this race to consume resources, the island was deforested and its civilization plunged into chaos. Before long, the islanders were not only unable to build a moai, but also unable to obtain the necessities of life. As such, the mysteries of Easter Island stand as a warning to our present culture of conspicuous, mindless consumption.
Yeah. Do you actually know? I heard about it.
Have you seen a picture?
Wait, is it where there's like a white bunny?
No, that's not new. But there is a photo that I have to show you.
But we'll do that when our device break is finished.
Yeah. Hey guys, look at this now.
Okay. Hey, Boston. So you see how you can hardly see the words?
And
Boston,
coming up in a few moments is another story from the unmuseum.org website. And this one's about the fish called the seal
I don't know what I should do with her. I'm obviously not going to put like a big
here it
X
is.
like that.
Smells.
She has so much torture in her lungs.
She has so much torture in her lungs?
Yeah, she has Sharpies stuck in her lungs.
Oh.
Which is bad. Sharpie is actually bad for your lungs. So
true, that's
Professor
true.
James Leonard Brearley Smith stared at the page in disbelief. The day was January 3, 1939, and a letter had just arrived from a Miss Marjorie Courtney Latimer, who was the curator at the East London Museum, South Africa. Courtney Latimer was writing to Smith, a South African chemistry professor who had taught himself ichthyology, to get his help in identifying a strange fish he had just obtained as a museum specimen, but could not find in her reference book.
Do you have the black?
Even though the chairman of the museum's board of trustees dismissed the animal as just a rock cod, she thought there was something special about it.
Shoot, that doesn't
The
work.
fish, reported Courtney Latimer, had been part of a catch made by the trawler Nareen off the South African coast near the Chalumna River on December the 21st, 1938. The fish survived for several hours on the ship's deck, during which it snapped at the captain's hand.
So
The
instead of that,
captain,
we'll just
Henry
like
Crusoe, thought the 5-foot-long pale blue animal was inedible, but decided to keep it for Courtney Latimer, who often bought unusual fish for the museum's collection. Courtney Latimer almost didn't make the trek down to the docks that day because it was hot and she was busy, but she felt she should wish season's greetings to the ship's crew. It was fortunate she did. She saw the strange blue fish, and as she said later, declared it was the most beautiful fish I had ever
I
seen.
guess you have two things.
She bought the animal and proceeded to take it back with her. After an argument with the cabbie, who didn't want to take the smelly carcass in his taxi, Courtney Latimer got it to the museum. However, once she was there, she had no refrigeration facilities in which to keep such a large specimen, and neither the local cold storage warehouse or the
So
mortuary
basically his whole,
would
like,
cooperate.
basically his main color is
Turning to
gonna
a local taxi dentist, she had the animal and its
here's
viscera preserved as best she could. Then she wrote Smith telling him the story and including a sketch of the unusual animal. Smith was at his vacation home in Kanaisma when the letter arrived. The letter, sketch included, sent his mind whirling. He knew exactly what type of fish it was based on the description. It was a coelacanth, a member of a group of fish called the Crossopterygii. The only problem with this conclusion was that the coelacanth and the Crossopterygii had gone extinct some 65 million years before, along with the dinosaurs. It was imperative that Smith go in person to examine the specimen. If he announced to the public that a live coelacanth had been discovered, he would be the laughing stock of the ichthyological world.
No, I'm not snipping.
Unfortunately, commitments he could not break kept him away from East London until mid-February. Wanting to remain non-committal, Smith wired Courtney Latimer the message, "Save viscera, fish interesting."
So his name is Undead.
This gave Smith time to borrow a book from Dr. K.H. Barnard on the Crossopterygii and examine some scales Courtney Latimer had sent him that had come off the fish when it was mounted. They looked like what he would expect from a member of the Crossopterygii family. Finally, he arrived in East London on February 16th. Smith would later write in his book, Old Forelegs, the story of the coelacanth. We went straight to the museum. Miss Latimer was out for the moment. The caretaker ushered us into the inner room, and there it was, the coelacanth. Smith was not prepared for his own reaction at the sight of the creature, and he was so excited he began to shake. Yes, there was not a shadow of doubt, scale by scale, bone by bone, fin by fin. It was a true coelacanth. It could have been one of those creatures of 200 million years ago, come alive again. Smith named the fish Latimeriae chalumnae in honour of Courtney Latimer, who had spotted it and taken the time to preserve it. Smith, with the help of his wife, worked hard for 4 months to complete a scientific paper announcing the remarkable discovery to the world in June 1930.
Hey, where do you have your other scissors?
Despite the excitement of the find,
you can try
the internal organs of the fish could not have been preserved for examination. Smith knew it was important to find another intact specimen, so it could be completely described.
Ivy, where's the blue pair?
No more coelacanths were found off the coast of South Africa in the next 10 years, and Smith became convinced that the one that had been netted by the Nareen was Australia.
She got her hair dyed.
Smith thought that the home grounds of the creature might be north near the Mozambique Channel, so he had posters printed up in English, French and Portuguese, with a drawing of the coelacanth. The posters, which offered a reward of £100 to anyone who could turn in a complete beast, were distributed in the surrounding area. In December of 1952, they got a cable from an acquaintance, Captain Eric Hunt, who was in the Comoros Islands, saying that he had gotten hold of a coelacanth and was trying to preserve it for Smith with the small amount of formalin that he had. The fish had been caught by a man named Ahmadi Abdallah on the island of Anjouan. Abdallah was about to clean the fish he'd caught when a local teacher showed him one of the leaflets printed by Smith. There was a picture of the fish along with the instructions, do not cut it or clean it or scale it, but take it at once to some responsible person. Legend has it that Abdallah dragged this 82-pound cargo 25 miles over mountains by foot, but in reality he probably hitched a ride on a truck. Once on the other side he presented it to Hunt, who recognised it as the fish Smith was seeking. Smith immediately wanted to travel to the Comoros, but there were no commercial airports, and what private airfields there were had problems getting fuel. Smith was concerned knowing that the Comoros had no refrigeration facilities. He wasn't sure if Hunt had enough formalin to properly preserve the specimen in the heat. Also, since the fish had been caught on French soil, there was a danger that it would be claimed by the French. Smith finally got the South African Prime Minister to give him a military plane for the trip. The plane landed, and after an agonising delay caused by a courtesy call on the governor, Smith got to Hunt's ship where he examined the specimen. Smith later admitted during a live radio program that he cried when he first saw the fish. Hours later, he was on his way back home through a torrential rainstorm. Smith was right about the French. After he left, the government banned foreign scientists from collecting coelacanths for the next decade and a half. In 1991, scientists got a better understanding of the fish when Mike Bruton of the J.L.B. Smith Institute of Ichthyology joined Hans Frick of the Max Planck Institute to study the fish off the